Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Friday, December 18th at 3:25 p.m. Pacific Standard Time by Zeno Reader. There are 733 headlines from 108 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Homeless and doubled up, families living with other households may fall into a blind spot. Why Japan, once a COVID-19 success story, faces the prospect of a dark, deadly winter. Flynn suggests Trump deploy the military in swing states to rerun the election, soft pedals martial law. Vice President Mike Pence may skip town after overseeing final confirmation of Biden's 2020 victory to escape blowback from Trump, GOP. Arrest made in connection with hate-related vandalism on Elk Grove restaurant. U.S. Army mobile howitzer shoot-off participants emerge. AOC says there is an urgency to get as much as we can right now out of stimulus talks as question looms if Democrats will control the Senate. Mitch McConnell announced he will get a COVID-19 vaccine in the coming days, as it is announced that Congress will be receiving a shipment of the vaccine. Ex-police chief says mayor asked him to lie about Daniel Prude. Australian couple killed in terrorism incident by known extremist. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. U.S. Cybersecurity Agency warns suspected Russian hacking campaign broader than previously believed, CNN. Sony pulls Cyberpunk 2077 from PlayStation Store after backlash, developers' shares tumble 16%, CNBC. The Mandalorian Season 2 finale, major, spoilers, make a shocking cameo in a battle for Baby Yoda's soul, deadline. Just a few hours left to agree a Brexit trade deal, top EU negotiator says, CNBC. Biden reveals his deep disappointment in Lindsey Graham, the Daily Beast. From cursing to credentials, Democratic women in a bruising debate, Fox News. NBA Top 10 Plays of the Night December 17, 2020, NBA. Tennessee nurse passes out after getting COVID-19 vaccine, Fox News. Japan, snow traps 1,000 drivers in frozen traffic jam, BBC News. Marcus Mariota earns bonus from Raiders by filling in for the injured Derek Carr, here's how much he made, CBS Sports. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. 34 tweets about cooking burnout Adderall to real. 13 gifts for the Moira Rose lover in your life. 13 words or phrases that would totally confuse pre-COVID us. How this restaurant owner has pivoted to endure the craziest ride he's been on. Emotional labor is even more exhausting this holiday, here's what to do. Pelosi, McConnell to get coronavirus vaccine and urge members to do same. Jill Biden reveals why right-wing attack on her DR title was such a surprise. More than 300 abducted schoolboys freed, Nigerian official says. Iran begins construction at underground nuclear facility amid U.S. tensions. Chris Christie spells it out for longtime friend Trump, accept defeat. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Teen charged with murder of retired CFD lieutenant. Nurses graduate early to fight COVID-19. HS senior killed after car slammed into house. Customer leaves $600 tip for restaurant employees. Dentist accused of purposefully damaging teeth. KSP police send Christmas gifts directly to homes in need. Man paralyzed by taser determined to walk again. Mountain school spreads holiday cheer with parade. Mysterious monolith appears in Fort Pierce. Man sentenced to 496 years in prison. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. U.S. reports over 1 million cases in 5 days as intensive care beds fill. Reopening a New York City school, it's been a tough start. A riveting ISIS story, told in a Times podcast, falls apart. Bill that Trump is vowing to veto strengthens hacking defenses, lawmakers say. The biggest snowstorm in years blanketed New York. How New York City vaccinated 6 million people in less than a month. In a tough year, a nativity scene that has had problems. Carrier plant is bustling, but workers are wary as Trump exits. Why Lisa Montgomery shouldn't be executed. From mud chic chairs to virus barriers. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. James Carafano, China lies about its wrongdoing on COVID, spying, global aggression, pollution and more. Legislative agenda could come down to these senators, depending on Georgia results. Joe Biden claims foul play while defending son Hunter amid tax probe. The crown is a travesty based on inaccuracies, says royal expert. The fabrication is quite unbelievable. Senator Marco Rubio, Georgians should vote for Senator Kelly Loeffler. Dem opponent Warnock is Marxist sympathizer. Tom Cruise to wrap filming for the year early following outbursts, report. Tom Cruise coronavirus rant dubbed into classic Rudolph clip for hilarious Twitter video. Majority of Americans admit to weight gain during coronavirus pandemic, plan to shed pounds in 2021. Iran builded underground nuclear facility amid U.S. tensions. From cursing to credentials, Democratic women in a bruising debate. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Friday, December 18th. The next headlines are from the 7th most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Hunter Biden the focus of federal investigation in Pittsburgh involving U.S. Attorney Scott Brady and FBI. NFL Week 15 NFC West picks, the 49ers are going in the wrong direction, says CBS San Francisco's Dennis O'Donnell. Fantasy football start or sit Week 15, J.K. Dobbins has big opportunity against miserable Jaguars run defense. Former Ravens running back Lorenzo Tolliver passed away Wednesday at age 28. Feel like I've aged 20 years, COVID long haulers continue to experience symptoms months later. Athletes Unlimited returning to CBS Sports Network with volleyball matches beginning in February. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Football players overwhelmingly backsticking with taking the knee. McDonald's Australia foodie hacked his McRib burger into a mouth-watering treat. Coronavirus UK, 30,000 hospitality businesses face ruin before end of year. GPs told to use extra dose of Pfizer's COVID vaccine as NHS updates advice. Britons now crave red cabbage as trimming with Christmas dinner, but make sure you cook it correctly. NHS Transgender Clinic will host anti-racist seminar on the problem of whiteness. Clash of Nature's Titans, astonishing moment volcanic ash cloud was blasted by a bolt of lightning. Female taste test Christmas dinner kits to get a festive roast ready in an hour or less. Tawi oil traders make 487 million inches a day but now face U.S. lawsuit. Slated, Jack Russell races owner sledge down a hill and wins easily. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is The Washington Post World News Feed. An emerging new alliance of democracies. Japan Councilwoman says ouster shows gender bias in politics. After Denmark's mink cull, questions over legality, science and what to do with zombie minks. Protesters in Indonesia demand release of firebrand cleric. Egypt officials, bombs kill 3 security forces in Sinai. Turkish philanthropist stands trial for alleged ties to coup. Shut down by corona, Berlin restaurant opens for homeless. Man really did hack Trump's Twitter account by guessing password, MAGA 2020, Dutch prosecutors say. Investigative journalists turn the tables on the Kremlin. Mientras la seguridad en Mexico Southeast Terrera, El Poder de las Fuerzas Militares crece. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Coronavirus live news, WHO warning to stay at home over Christmas, COVID shrinks world tourism to 1990 levels. Devastating day as U.S. shatters coronavirus records first thing. Hundreds of free Nigerian schoolboys to be reunited with families. Paparazzi agency will not target Meghan in future, High Court hears. Jupiter and Saturn meet in closest great conjunctions in 1623. The most notable U.S. athletes of 2020, No. 10, Barcelona's Sergio Dest. Barnier, fishing row as main obstacle in final hours of Brexit talks. Cyberpunk 2077, Sony pulls game from PlayStation Store after complaints. Paul McCartney expects Glastonbury 2021 to be cancelled. The best sparkling hair accessories for Christmas, in pictures. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Report, slain officer tripped during California bar massacre. U.S. inmate scheduled to be executed tests positive for virus. Video, deputy runs over fleeing black man in Kansas field. Spirit Airlines plane slides off taxiway. Mayor apologizes to woman whose home was wrongly raided by police. Panel recommends Moderna vaccine, paving way for FDA authorization. FBI scrambles to assess damage from Russia-linked U.S. government hack. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. U.S. cyber attack, U.S. Energy Department confirms it was hit by sunburst hack. Japan, snow traps 1,000 drivers in frozen traffic jam. Sony pulls Cyberpunk 2077 from PlayStation Store. Trump trade chief wants WTO leadership race reopened. Olivia says its technology won't target Uyghurs. COVID, Sydney residents urged to stay home amid new outbreak. The angry pop song calling out China's domestic violence problem. Google sued again over anti-competitive search practices. COVID in India, how do you vaccinate 1.3 billion people? COVID vaccine, India expects to begin vaccination in January. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Deputy runs over fleeing black man in Kansas field. AP top stories December 17th. They're not forgotten, America's other epidemic killed 41,000 people this year. Coronavirus updates, Moderna vaccine awaits FDA authorization, Oregon extends state of emergency until March 2021, 310K U.S. deaths. Los Angeles mayor says daughter, 9, has COVID-19. Benny Napoleon, sheriff of Wayne County in Michigan, dies after complications with COVID-19. A lonely 4-year-old girl in California started a magic fairy garden, then came the first note from Sapphire. Deadly winter storm brings nearly 4 feet of snow to some areas of the Northeast, and there's more to come. Today in history for December 18th. In California, healthcare workers receive COVID-19 Pfizer vaccinations. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Ventura County District Attorney's Office releases new details on borderline mass shooting. Photos intensive care unit availability in Southern California at 0% amid deluge of COVID-19 patients. Garcetti plans to remain in office and says his daughter, 9, has coronavirus. Vanessa Bryant accuses her mother of extortion in ugly legal battle over family money. LA County Appeals Court's order barring renewal of outdoor dining bond. Former California ad worker faked being Dianne Feinstein and scamming jobless benefits, sources say. Long Beach police orchestrated a coronavirus superspreader event, complaint alleges. San Bernardino County sues Newsom over coronavirus restrictions. Family of black man shot dead by Orange County Sheriff's deputy sues. San Francisco issues COVID-19 travel order requiring Bay Area visitors to quarantine. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Friday, December 18th, 2020. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More from other news sources is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Ireland has second highest quality of life in the world. According to UN report, the Republic is now second only to Norway, which has been deemed the best country in the world for quality of life. I feel fine. Beatles legend McCartney gives COVID vaccine a shot in the arm. Scientists looking for aliens investigate radio beam from nearby star. 1,000 people stuck overnight in Japan traffic jam stretching 9 miles long. 344 kidnapped Nigerian boys freed, says state official. Myanmar gang rape victim wins legal battle with military. Suspected Russian hacking campaign has hit over 40 victims, Microsoft says. Brazilian Supreme Court decides all Brazilians are required to be vaccinated against COVID-19. Those who fail to prove they have been vaccinated may have their rights, such as welfare payments, public school enrollment or entry to certain places, curtailed. Microsoft identifies more than 40 organizations targeted in massive cyber breach. Microsoft breached in suspected Russian hack. New Zealand goes a month without community transmission of COVID-19. Canada floats idea of North American ban on new gasoline-powered cars. More than 300 kidnapped schoolboys are freed, says governor. Nuclear weapons agency breached amid massive cyber onslaught. A Belgian ban on kosher and halal slaughter of animals without being stunned has been backed by the European Court of Justice, which rejected objections by religious groups. The next headlines are from Forbes. Cyberpunk 2077's disastrous launch gets worse as Sony removes game from PlayStation Store, promises refunds. Will 2021 be the year 3D printed golf gear goes mainstream? Exclusive, read part of Light of the Jedi before it debuts January 5, 2021. Why at-home testing is a cure for destructive COVID lockdowns. A new Alexis Ohanian-backed app would like to make us a little less lonely. Artists soundtrack the holidays with their favorite seasonal tracks. James Cromwell tops Payback 25 and how he almost turned it down. Food lines long, but imports of food, kitchen appliances up 10-30%. 4 trends that will shape retail in 2021. Gerard Pique joins Soarer to help reinvent fantasy soccer worldwide. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Is lightning striking the Arctic more than ever before? Daily Briefing, the biggest retractions of the year. What are COVID archivists keeping for tomorrow's historians? The WHO's chief scientist on a year of loss and learning. Coronapod, the big COVID research papers of 2020. Targeted wetland restoration could greatly reduce nitrogen pollution. I want to generate opportunities for black scientists. How I embrace diversity in my lab. The world population update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,673,557,890 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time, and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Fatal review, Hillary Swank is Michael Ealy's fatal attraction. Alibaba clear to buy $946 million stake in Mango TV. Tencent to increase Universal Music Group stake to 20%. Chinese cinema chain Jinyun makes 12-screen IMAX order. HBO Europe, NBCU, Fremantle and ITV to battle for 2021's Nordisk Film and TV Fond Prize. China-focused producer Guy Culture launches on Singapore stock market. Modern-day Agatha Christie spin-off about Sven Henderson gets TV treatment. Eminem Not So, surprise releases new album, Music to Get Murdered By, Side B. Universal Music Group Chief Lucian Grange addresses COVID scare, Bob Dylan dealing year-end letter to staff. Paul McCartney gets lovably ramshackle with the DIY McCartney 3, album review. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. New York Times retracts a podcast series Caliphate on ISIS executioner. Microsoft says 40 customers hit by ongoing hack of government agencies. 2 former Obama officials are crucial to Biden's sweeping climate plans. Millions left on the table, how cities can do more to battle rising flood insurance rates. A rural school under pressure to stay open, people are just rough and tough. 2020 may be the hottest year on record, here's the damage it did. If COVID-19 vaccines bring an end to the pandemic, America has immigrants too sang. I felt fine, but tested positive for the coronavirus, what's that really mean? China promises to share findings from its returned lunar probe. Biden tells Colbert he has great confidence in his son amid investigation. The following headlines are from the week. A triumph for science and immigration. McConnell will make a stimulus deal to boost Senate Republicans, but not Trump. Chadwick Boseman's Oscar hype has nothing to do with pity. Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, and Stephen Colbert have fun with Trump's threats to stay in the White House. Supreme Court denies Kentucky religious schools challenge to COVID-19 restrictions, for now. Jill Biden tells Colbert she's proud of her doctorate, baffled by criticism of her use of honorific. Congress, Supreme Court are being offered COVID-19 vaccines this week. FDA panel greenlights Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine. Likely Russian cyber attack reportedly infiltrated nuclear weapons agency. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. A new book celebrates the work of architect John S. Chase. The following headlines are from the NASA Mars Exploration Program. NASA moves forward with campaign to return Mars samples to Earth. The next headlines are from Universe Today. Chuck Yeager, the first man to break the sound barrier, has died. He was 97. Astronomers have found Planet 9, in another solar system. Weekly Space Hangout, December 16, 2020, John Powell tells us about PalmSats and airship to orbit. These are the news headlines for today, Friday, December 18th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. December solstice, all you need to know. Wow, photos of the moon, Jupiter and Saturn. World's biggest iceberg on collision course with South Georgia Island. Ursid meteors peak around the solstice. Want to find life on Mars? Look deep underground. The next news is from Politico. Democrats in Georgia, Trump is helping our case. The kidnapped American Trump forgot. Biden breaks the Obama mold on teachers' union strife. The nation's cartoonists on the week in politics. Progressives line up their own national security recruits for Biden. Few guardrails to keep people from cutting in line for COVID shots. MAGA leaders call for the troops to keep Trump in office. One of the things I'm most proud of is my doctorate, Jill Biden responds to WSJ opposite the editorial page. Garcetti won't serve in Biden administration. Kathleen Rice beats out AOC for spot on coveted House committee. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Australia versus India first test live updates, day 2 from Adelaide Oval. Target time, Saturday, December 19th. As the day unfolded, Northern Beach's COVID cluster grows to 28 and Sydney as new case confirmed in Cronulla, NSW remains on high alert. Olsen in striking distance of Asian Champions League record. WA hospitals full of respiratory viruses as state braces for new arrivals from NSW. Heel shoots Townsville into grand final against Southside Flyers. Bushfire ravaged Queensland rainforests given $4 recovery boost. Noisy flight paths spark new probe into Brisbane Airport runway. Queenslanders urged to reconsider Sydney travel as COVID cluster grows. Linking double homicide to terrorism premature, says shot man family. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. 7 hard lessons for investors from the DoorDash and Airbnb IPOs. Why M&A is set to continue its hot streak in 2021. The big move, I'm retired and won't live to see my mortgage paid off. Should I refinance to lower my monthly payment? The latest question in the debate over student debt forgiveness, how valuable is it? Researchers are split. Wear masks when seeing family over Christmas, WHO urges Europeans, as regulator accelerates COVID vaccine timeline. Keywords, even the King of Sweden says the country's COVID-19 strategy has failed. Police dog working at Hong Kong airport placed in quarantine after positive COVID-19 test. Paris City Hall fined for employing too many women in senior roles. Auto Trader, the updated VWRTN has miles of style and serious cargo space. NerdWallet, 4 travel credit card benefits you absolutely need in 2021. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. WIPO, new version of NICE classification, 11th edition, to come into force, intellectual property, India, Mondak news alerts. Japan's leading corporate IP departments revealed IM. Thomas Edison betrayed apprentice Nikola Tesla in controversial invention snub, Daily Express. An analytic approach to patent eligibility McDonnell Bonin Halbert and Berghoff LLP, JD Supra. USPTO understanding patenting in China, Web and R overview, the National Law Review. Transferring ownership of foreign patents, the National Law Review. Solasalt, an Irish company, again prevails against consumer electronics giants, PR Newswire. A couple of new head-mounted device patents were published today covering thermals and an optical system, patently Apple. Chutkara University makes its place in leading innovators by Derwent, Clarivate Analytics, BW Business World. Why patents on COVID-19 treatments, vaccines should be suspended, USA Today. The next headlines are from Quartz. I'm stepping down as CEO due to my mental health, and I want to talk about it. Trusted messengers may help disenfranchised communities overcome vaccine hesitancy. India is among the biggest users of Chinese surveillance cameras. Should pregnant people get the COVID-19 vaccine? The most read Wikipedia page on each day of 2020. India saw an IPO boom as its economy was entering a recession. Nigeria is now the world's second biggest Bitcoin market after the US. India's COVID-19 lockdown pushed more women out of an already shrinking female workforce. What happens if you're allergic to a COVID-19 vaccine? A startup is teaching the US military how to make space radar cheap. The following headlines are from TechDirt. CD Projekt Red hoops BS via tweet after removing game to appease China. Embarrassing, new antitrust suit against Google confuses WhatsApp encrypted backup option with giving Google a backdoor. Secret agents implicated in the poisoning of opposition leader Alexei Navalny identified thanks to Russia's black market in everybody's personal data. Yet another report shows asset forfeiture doesn't reduce crime or cripple criminal organizations. Daily Deal, the complete Google Cloud course bundle. FCC Commissioner Brendan Carr again misrepresents the debate over Section 230. Lawmakers question why FCC is throwing taxpayer money at incompetent telcos with history of fraud. Schools are using phone cracking tech to access the contents of students' devices. NY Governor Andrew Cuomo signs law banning sale of Confederate flags that will absolutely get nullified. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Tiger Woods. Eminem. LaMelo Ball. Dolly Parton. Shadow and Bone. Henry Cavill. Binghamton, NY. Henrik Lundqvist. Coming to America. Sheffield United vs Man United. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. U.S. stock market most overvalued in history, strategist tells Boombust. At least 7 people arrested as police raid enormous traveller funeral in East London, videos. Just hours left for Brexit trade deal, fisheries still a sticking point, EU warns. COVID vaccine certificates could lead to global identity document used for all aspects of life, human rights NGO warns. U.S. says Russian broker truce that prevented further bloodshed in Nagorno-Karabakh war was actually destabilizing influence. U.S. backs East Med pipeline to supply gas to Europe. Beijing accuses the U.S. of smearing nation with crackdown on Chinese firms. Fans defend Ronaldo after star is accused of sulking as he loses out in FIFA Best Awards where he was snubbed by rival Messi. Babies born to COVID-19 patients have antibodies and pregnant women don't suffer more, Singapore study finds. West's cultivation of Navalny as Russian opposition leader plays into Kremlin hands by making him politically irrelevant at home. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. UK Home Secretary encourages neighbours to snitch on each other for breaking COVID rules. Global semiconductor shortage sparks fear of production delays for smart devices. Cancel culture is decimating free speech at world's leading universities, new study finds. Putin says new hypersonic weapons the direct result of arms race US started. COVID-19 isolation harming children says UK watchdog. Austrian central bank unleashes pro-cash attack on ECB's digital euro agenda. Putin, Russia reduces its dependence on oil. Tennessee nurse passes out on camera minutes after taking COVID-19 vaccine. But, masks. This picture is worth 1,000 words. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Fraud happened, Senator Rand Paul says the election in many ways was stolen. Schweitzer, there's issue of enrichment involving Joe Biden himself. Christie to GOP, don't disturb the Electoral College, Biden clearly won, accept defeat. Senior Joe Biden advisor Cedric Richmond contracts coronavirus. Joe Biden cabinet picks signal strong support for environmental justice. Legislation to crack down on female genital mutilation headed to Trump's desk. Department of Health suggests sexting and subscription-based fan platforms in lieu of in-person meetings. FDA panel recommends approval of Moderna virus vaccine for emergency use. NYC Christmas concert shooter was immigrant shielded from deportation despite extensive criminal record. Mitch McConnell to take coronavirus vaccine in coming days. The next headlines are from UPI News. Missouri lottery winner lost her winning ticket for 3 weeks. Man turns in $3,000 found on sidewalk, saves family's Christmas. Lost engagement ring found in mall parking lot 6 months later. 126-year-old message in a bottle found inside Boston wall. Wedged dog rescued from barred window at California business. Watch, sea lion pup exits ocean, visits doorstep of California home. Look, Wisconsin trooper pulls over car covered with Christmas lights. Goat, sheep, 3 lambs besiege municipal building in Turkey. The next headlines are from Odd, Strange and Bizarre Things. 4 ways kids commonly struggle in school, and how to help. 10 ways to hack the McDonald's menu. Craziest conspiracy theories of 2020. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. The Steve Irwin of mushrooms, Paul Stamets works to save rare ancient fungus to protect us from pandemics. The science on Santa reindeer, they are all female, except for Rudolph. Florida man pays off utility bills for dozens of struggling families for the 2nd year in a row. Cancer ward sets up dream wedding for patient in 3 days, we'll totally figure it out for you. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Friday, December 18th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. At least 240,000 chickens killed in Florida fire. Creed Scott Stapp will play Frank Sinatra in upcoming biopic about Ronald Reagan. Muncie man wins suit against parent who destroyed his porn. Space Force soldier demoted after skipping training in order to get a PS5. Obituary printed for Southern Utah man who is very much alive. Man is jailed after taking jet ski across Irish Sea to see girlfriend. Python-sniffing dogs are Florida's newest weapon in fighting invasive snakes. Woman wades into ocean to save beer keg swept away by storm. Help has evolved from an anti-smoking tool to a beloved collector's item. China advises flight attendants to wear nappies for COVID protection. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Quick resume on the Xbox Series X is so good I want to imbibe it. Review, the Gosicle GX is a fun, foldable e-bike with few drawbacks. Twitter's new verification policy will drop in January 2021. In-game advertising is on the up, here's how it can support your brand. How to start playing tabletop RPGs like D&D and Cyberpunk 2020. Review, Kefsal S50 meta upgrades and audio file fade to near perfection. AI co-pilots U.S. Air Force spy plane for the first time. What does tomorrow's car look like? That depends on the future of cities. 2021 won't be a cakewalk for entrepreneurs, but keep fighting. This video conferencing service provides users with ironclad security and a pledge to protect your data. The following headlines are from Science Daily. How climate change is disrupting ecosystems. COVID-19 virus enters the brain, research strongly suggests. Oceans without oxygen. Study in mice shows genes may be altered through drug repurposing. Scientists set a path for field trials of gene-drive organisms. Taking greenhouse gas analysis on the road, rails. Can water-saving traits help wine survive climate change? Polariton interactions, light matters. Study tracks elephant tusks from 16th century shipwreck. Territorial red squirrels live longer when they're friendly with their neighbors. The next headlines are from Information Week. 10 tech news stories you may have missed this year. Why Lego went cloud and serverless to handle traffic spikes. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Friday, December 18th from over 100 sources to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA awards contract for Cold Stowage II. NASA awards contract for X-59 community overflight operations. NASA opens limited media credentialing for Mars Perseverance rover landing. NASA, UN sign Memorandum of Understanding on Peaceful Uses of Space. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. The triple team, Jazz shot the Clippers' eyes out to get into the Christmas spirit. Utah Jazz sizzle from the outside, rout LA Clippers 125-105 to end preseason. As more Utah hospitals get COVID-19 vaccine, the state reports 30 new deaths and a plateau in cases. Letter, the Old Tribune. Damage from border wall, blown up mountains, toppled cactus. Test story and Farark. This gives us a fighting chance. Utah lifts alcohol curfew at bars, restaurants. Hundreds of religious leaders call for end to LGBTQ conversion therapy. Letter, distrust and direct democracy. This study shows how Utah may be impacted if Joe Biden bans oil and gas leasing. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. After canceling exam, College Board touts record number of APCSP exam takers. A successful experiment gets us one step closer to a quantum internet. Biomarker of Alzheimer's found to be regulated by sleep cycles. Sony is pulling Cyberpunk 2077 from the PlayStation Store and offering full refunds. FDA panel endorses Moderna's coronavirus vaccine. Hackers tied to Russia hit U.S. nuclear agency, 3 states. Wildfire smoke is loaded with microbes. Is that dangerous? AI-enabled Cheetos offer promise of the perfect puff. Google kills Android Things, a smart home OS that never took off. Evil mobile emulator farms used to steal millions from U.S. and EU banks. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Woman, 74, hit and killed by car in Jennings. Slough Hospital reaches milestone for blood and bone marrow transplants. Jefferson County sees uptick in stolen vehicles. Fox Files, former track coach continued working for years through warning signs. Some Hazelwood students locked out of online learning due residency requirements. St. Charles County Police say they've zeroed in on suspected porch pirates. Schnucks invests $180,000 into local restaurants through employee appreciation gift. Herbal leaked to receive TV studio equipment donation from Fox 2 KPLR11. Missouri's next Pfizer vaccine shipment to be short thousands of doses. Beginning of the end of COVID, St. Louis hospital groups now vaccinating employees. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. 16-year-old girl among nearly dozen recovered in local human trafficking operation. Poway unified to continue distance learning through mid-January. I feel great. South Bay healthcare workers get COVID-19 vaccine. Police search for naked man who sexually assaulted woman at Black's Beach. California, more than 1,000 virus deaths in last 5 days. Police identify man found fatally shot at car crash scene. Aloha Taylor, iconic meteorologist signs off for now. Teen who was fatally shot in Lincoln Park identified, no suspects known. Restaurant owners happy, hesitant about reopening. County reports 2.6K new COVID-19 cases, 22 deaths as hospitalizations continue to rise. The next headlines are from spooknews.com. Meet the man Netanyahu has picked to lead Israel's Mossad. Exceptional Mossad employees honored in Hanukkah ceremony by PM, President. U.S. Embassy cautions against untrusted telecoms vendors. Whistleblower claims NSA spied with, and then on, Denmark. My father's journey from soldier to spy letter. Last SpaceX launch of the year will boost the spy satellite atop a Falcon 9 rocket Friday. Putin denies involvement in poisoning of Kremlin foe Navalny. SpaceX aborts U.S. spy satellite launch due to rocket booster pressure issue. For NY Times, no news is fit to print about Rep Swalwell and a spy. Russia's hack wasn't cyberwar, that complicates U.S. strategy. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. U.S. Navy awards contract to Ultra for Nixie torpedo countermeasure system. Pentagon confirms Honeywell will get $1 billion for Abrams tank engines. Russia reportedly conducts test of anti-satellite missile. GM Defense building new facility for production of infantry squad vehicle. Buy Systems reveals its design of U.S. Army's future light tank. U.S. Air Force for the first time flew AI as aircrew member. South Korea becomes world's 10th largest arms exporter. South Korea set to order MH-60R Seahawk helicopters. Subsea Craft and Bar Technologies partners to build futuristic hybrid submarine. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. Finding Yingying, Chinese pain and the empathy deficit. China's top blockbusters of 2020. Year in review, 2020's biggest news stories about Chinese women. Cyclopes on my doorstep. Australia-China relations, a short history of a downward spiral. Mom's best red-braised whole fish. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Friday, December 18th, 2020. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Elf on the roof, principal dresses up, sits on lofty shelf to surprise students. Travel warning, those coming into SF required to quarantine for 10 days. Raiders lose QB car, fall to Chargers in OT. FBI offers $50K reward in Armenian church arson investigation. Mill Valley Nursing Home staff receives COVID-19 vaccine to help protect residents. U.S. plans family deportations, including girl with broken arm. The latest, coronavirus vaccine provided to U.S. Supreme Court. 12 residents, 9 staff members test positive for COVID at Bay Area Nursing Home. CAC's massive uptick in COVID cases, deaths. 8 nuns die of COVID-19 in last week at Wisconsin convent. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Asian Champions League, finally a final, Olsen versus Persepolis. Number 1 Bama looks to stay perfect in SEC title game versus Gators. Still the beginning for some, NBA preseason nears its end. 77-year-old man from Naperville goes missing. Black Lung Brewing hits go an online fundraiser for new Round Lake Beach taproom. Suburban medical workers line up to receive COVID-19 vaccines. Vaccine vignettes, hospital workers find peace of mind. Elgin Council splits over new budget, spending on new hires. Illinois COVID deaths, cases rise slightly, 43,000 vaccine doses delivered. Vernon Hills officials say it's time to stop flying flags at half staff for COVID-19 victims. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Federal judge denies restraining order against sweep in Seattle's Cal Anderson Park. Study reveals Washington's favorite holiday movie, and it's a debatable one. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in Armenia, Azerbaijan, Iran, Lebanon, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Bolivia, Peru. Drought is ongoing in Algeria, Spain, Morocco. Drought is ongoing in China, India, Nepal, Pakistan. Drought is ongoing in Georgia, Kazakhstan, Russia, Ukraine. Drought is ongoing in Canada, Mexico, United States. Drought is ongoing in Bolivia, Brazil, Peru, Paraguay. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Brazil, Paraguay, Uruguay. Red alert for tropical cyclone Yesa 20. Population affected by category 1, 120 km per hour. Wind speeds or higher is 0.132 million. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Friday, December 18th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Some frost, some storms, and your Christmas weather outlook. These free, socially distanced events will keep your family busy this weekend. Houston lays out new rules after fatal Woodson grinding explosion. American Furniture Warehouse throws graduation for worker after her ceremony was cancelled. New tests could detect if you were exposed to COVID-19 before symptoms appear. Texas Governor Greg Abbott hopes teachers will be near front of line for COVID-19 vaccine. All players of a basketball team tested positive for COVID-19 at some point, coach says. More Texans say they're likely to get COVID-19 vaccine, study finds. 150K students missing, districts scramble to keep cash. Driving on black ice, tips for avoiding a hidden danger on the road. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Election 2020 today, Biden's rocky transition, historic pick. German economic outlook rises, remains subdued. The latest, half of Belgium's COVID-19 deaths in rest homes. Winter travel raises more fears of viral spread. German man charged with attempted murder in carnival attack. Freed Nigerian schoolboys welcomed after week of captivity. UN head stresses need of virus vaccine for all nations. EU says EU-UK trade talks face last attempt to fix fish. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Classic Trenton, Murphy agrees to plan worth $11.5 billion in corporate tax breaks. Photos, snow rats, sledding and more scenes from today's snowstorm. Extra extra, think it's snowed here? Binghamton would like a word. NYC will prohibit major fast food employers from firing workers without just cause. Photos, a celebration of the 1960 Shakespeare in the Park's audiences. What it's like to be a COVID vaccine guinea pig. New York City streets got deadlier in 2020. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. You're not a real New Yorker until you dined outdoors during a snowstorm. Do you know Balto, the dog who helped stop an outbreak and got a statue in Central Park? The next headlines are from Observer.com. 10 best criminal background check services online. The best holiday candles to light up the most festive time of year. France's restitution of art to Benin and Senegal has hit a snag. Toyota boss warns that the electric vehicle shift may cause big problems. Kate Middleton feels the most at home when she's at Anmer Hall. HBO Max lines up key distribution for the Wonder Woman 1984 release. Praise a TV shows where women's strength is also in their muscles. One of Florini Stettimer's famously rare paintings is going up for auction. Marvel is trying to dodge the WB backlash with its new streaming talent deals. Silencio reviews, legit ingredients for tinnitus or scam? We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. Next, info on a few earthquakes today from earthquaketoday.com. Moderate earthquake 5.2 mag, Eastern New Guinea region, Papua New Guinea. Light earthquake, 4.9 mag strikes near Mid-Indian Ridge. Light earthquake 4.9 mag, 45 kilometers southeast of Shimoda, Japan. Light earthquake, 4 mag has occurred near Padang Sedempun in Indonesia. Light earthquake, M4.5 quake has struck near Komandorskaya Ostrova, Russia region. Minor earthquake, 2.9 mag strikes near Kuali's camp in Anvi. Minor earthquake, 3.5199998 mag was detected near volcano in Hawaii. Minor earthquake, M3.2 quake has struck near Nikolsky in Alaska. Light earthquake 4.1 mag, 84 kilometers east of Mahé, Indonesia. Light earthquake 4.3 mag, south of the Fiji Islands. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. How Africa can lead the world in the COVID-19 recovery. Latin American electric utilities COVID accelerated evolution. America has a checkered past in international environmental diplomacy. Aren't we missing food security experts in the incoming President-elect Biden-Kamala Harris administration? Kashmir's new land laws could impact biodiversity. Reclaim your rights, defend indigenous peoples' lands. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Assange will rot in prison, Snowden in exile, because Trump is too busy pardoning criminals. Mexico's president slams lockdowns as a form of dictatorship. Money from Facebook's Zuckerberg used to undermine election, violate law, report. When 2-year-olds are thrown off airplanes, you know America has changed. AI takes autonomous control to fly U2 spy plane mission. UK Home Secretary encourages neighbors to snitch on each other for breaking COVID rules. Just because you get vaccinated after the second dose does not mean you should be traveling, or that you're liberated from masks. Fashion executive and elite insider, Peter Niggard arrested for sex trafficking children. Amazon's Halo device will tell you if you're condescending, opinionated, or fat. Governor Gretchen Whitmer uses Santa Zoom call to tell kids not to visit their families at Christmas. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Jeremy Bulloch, Boba Fett in first Star Wars trilogy, dies. Why the Puritans cracked down on celebrating Christmas. Did scientists recover extraterrestrial material from asteroid 190 million miles from Earth? Is unobtainium a real element? Did Supreme Court erupt in a shouting match over Texas voter fraud case? Did TikTok videos expose McDonald's breakfast? Does an image show Taylor Swift hawking an electric burner? Second COVID-19 vaccine from Moderna endorsed by FDA panel. Has Bill Barr been appointed to the board of Dominion Voting Systems? The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Alabama officials debunk false claim of COVID-19 vaccine death. Cherry-picked pay raise attacks on Purdue. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Craft spirits are in real trouble. Can they rebound in 2021? Consensus is a dirty word in Washington. Does that mean Biden is F-worded? The GOP hopes this issue will tarnish Warnock's pastor image. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle strike gold in Hollywood. They're carting Robert E. Lee out of the U.S. Capitol and it's about damn time. Mitch McConnell always crawls from the wreckage. Sir Ian McKellen, and the art of the perfect vaccine selfie. This California representative survived Jonestown and says Trumpers have definitely drunk the Kool-Aid. How a QAnon backing hormone doctor financed 2020's craziest, scariest election conspiracy. The 20 best TV shows of 2020, from Jeopardy to I May Destroy You. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Iran begins new construction at underground nuclear facility amid U.S. tensions. Man shoots 2 Arkansas paramedics, then dies after one returns fire. Star college wrestler dead after tragic boating accident in Mexico. Utah fugitive arrested after being found hiding in a clothes dryer. 72-year-old NYPD traffic agent shoved to ground by illegally parked driver. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. The sky this week. Jupiter and Saturn meet on the winter solstice. 40 years after Voyager, scientists push for new missions to Uranus and Neptune. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Doctor explains how coronavirus vaccines work as FDA panel recommends one from Moderna. FDA panel votes to recommend Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine. Northeast digs out from deadly winter snowstorm. FDA panel endorses Moderna vaccine for emergency use authorization. Extra doses in Pfizer vaccine vials expand nation supply. FDA evaluates Moderna vaccine as U.S. sees record daily COVID deaths. Emergency physician who treats COVID-19 patients says pulse oximeters are critical tool against virus. Officials could approve second COVID-19 vaccine by Moderna soon. FDA, medical personnel can use extra doses of Pfizer coronavirus vaccine in vials. Biden to get COVID-19 vaccine next week. The following headlines are from alienUFOsightings.com. Astronaut, aliens definitely exist and they could be living among us on Earth. Aliens in 2020, Pentagon report on UAP to UFO sightings in UK, 10 speculations this year. Astronaut Tim Peake recalls experience of misjudging liquid droplets for UFOs in space. Jupiter and Saturn swing by the moon this week ahead of a great conjunction. 2,000-year-old realistic green mask found nestled inside an ancient pyramid. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Family of black man killed by Southern California police files wrongful death lawsuit. U.S. teen, boyfriend sentenced to 4 months in Cayman Islands jail in COVID case. Nigerian official says over 300 abducted schoolboys freed. Detroit sperm donor doctor secretly fathered hundreds of children. Kansas sheriff's deputy is accused of intentionally driving truck into black man. Tesla CEO Elon Musk under fire after calling trans pronouns aesthetic nightmare. Senator Schumer asks Biden's housing secretary pick to prioritize woefully underfunded New York City Housing Authority. Krispy Kreme's cheesecake stuffed gingerbread glazed donuts are back for the holiday season. Cuomo unveils revamped COVID rent relief after 2-week wait. Advocates call for blanket eviction moratorium. Argentine court rules Diego Maradona's body must be conserved for paternity cases. The following headlines are from military.com. French court sentences Islamic State operative to life in prison over foiled train attack. New naval strategy zeroes in on China's biggest long-term threat to the U.S. Navy medical personnel deployed to Navajo Nation to assist with COVID-19 cases. A Space Force member was busted down a rank for bailing on PT to get a PlayStation 5. Lawmakers urge VA to continue deferring debt collections. Agency says it won't. From Fallujah to City Hall, a Marine's uphill run to be mayor of New York. During Phil Rowe's tenure, the VA budget nearly tripled, but he still fears it isn't enough. Troops with debilitating cases of COVID-19, or their survivors, to be eligible for VA disability pay. Pilot program would allow TRICARE to cover dowelless lactation consultants. More military recruiters catching COVID-19 as pandemic rages across the U.S. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Column, insult a columnist holiday food drive could be upended by anti-Hub oligarch's generous offer. Controversial president of Chicago Police Union faces possible firing over inflammatory posts on social media. The Spin, CPD raid fallout continues. Cook County approves Juneteenth as paid day off for county government workers. Questions remain about future coronavirus vaccine shipments. Long-running federal review into Obama Center concludes, groundbreaking tentatively set for 2021. Giant hemp grower to buy marijuana cultivation license in Illinois. Cook County becomes largest county to officially recognize Juneteenth as paid holiday for its employees. Cook County Board President Tony Perquinkle's South Cook Fair Transit pilot to slash certain Metro fares gets final green light without CTA participation. After errant raid of social workers' home, Mayor Lori Lightfoot says city will not block residents' access to their own police records. Illinois receives expected full complement of Pfizer COVID-19 vaccines, but questions remain about forthcoming shipments. We are saddened this was a child, says family of retired Chicago firefighter after 15-year-old boy charged in fatal attempted carjacking. The following headlines are from phys.org. Researchers deconstruct ancient Jewish parchment using multiple imaging techniques. Fire-resistant tropical forest on brink of disappearance. Cell atlas of tropical disease parasite may hold key to new treatments. 2 data supercyclone levels Fiji villages. Poverty line concept debunked by new machine learning model. The crazy beast that lived among the dinosaurs. Researchers dive into the biogeochemistry of ocean and anoxic zones. New study measures neighborhood inequality and violence based on everyday mobility. Video, will it kombucha? Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Friday, December 18th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. The Great Tomato Debate, should you refrigerate or not for best taste? The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Wrongfully accused South Korean man acquitted of murder. 1 in 5 prisoners in the U.S. has had COVID-19, 1,700 have died. Ineos buys into F1 champ Mercedes in latest sports venture. UEFA cancels next year's under-17 European tournaments. AP photos, sports pictures from around Europe in 2020. Officials, third plane crash in a month at airport injures 1. The following headlines are from mercurynews.com. Word Game, December 18, 2020. Horoscopes December 18, 2020, Katie Holmes, evaluate the past. Bridge, December 18, 2020. Ask Amy, our son was testing us, and apparently we failed. Harriet Cole, should I sue my cousin over his costly blunder? Miss Manners, why bother with manners if you're only with your wife? Dear Abby, one lie to my husband could get me out of this bad situation. Man shot by Hollister police officer released from hospital. What the Raiders are saying after Odell loss to Los Angeles Chargers. Stone through window of Foster City Vice Mayor's home. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Bus driver in Finland convicted over crash that killed 4. Police, man falsely reported 10-month-old in stolen car. French teens protest after transgender classmate suicide. Pilot project aims to help at-home learners without internet. The next headlines are from The Intercept. A U.S.-backed militia that kills children may be America's exit strategy from its longest war. Russian hackers have been inside Austin City network for months. Pentagon training equates whistleblower Chelsea Manning with terrorists. A new bill aims to end police raids like the one that killed Breonna Taylor. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Friday, December 18, 2020. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Genetic exchange discovered in anciently asexual rotifers. Machine intelligence accelerates research into mapping brains. Fire-resistant tropical forest on brink of disappearance. Stem cell treatment for vascular diseases can be predicted through real-time observation. Study reports drop in lung cancer screening, rise in malignancy during COVID-19 surge. Three-dimensional view of catalysts in action. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Murders up, but Chicago police have cleared the most killings with arrests since 2005. 8 shot, 1 fatally Thursday in Chicago. Fire breaks out in Lake Meadows high-rise building. 1 person wounded in Kennedy Expressway shooting. Man charged with murder in March Bronzeville shooting. 2nd person charged with fatal shooting of retired firefighter outside Morgan Park popcorn shop. Horoscope for Friday, December 18, 2020. Man accused of fatally beating woman, leaving her in vacant Washington Park lot held without bail, prosecutors. CPD union president faces firing over Facebook posts. Groups demand officers involved in botched raid be fired. The following headlines are from Riverfront Times St. Louis. Missouri rep allegedly threatened aide to lie about sex with intern. You can now get Russell's gooey butter shipped anywhere in the country. Accomplice sentenced in Buscus fun bus owner's killing. The next headlines are from Detroit Metro. Electric Forest Festival eyeing possible 2021 dates. Nestle joins 37 state attorneys general in antitrust lawsuit against Google. Michigan breath leaser technician sentenced to 9 months in jail for falsifying documents. Muda man DJs at a nightclub in the new Grand Theft Auto update. Grand jury indicts 6 suspects in plot to kidnap Governor Whitmer. Michigan will get fewer doses of Pfizer vaccine than previously reported, state confirms. 12 plus best swing at dating sites for couples, finds group sex and threesomes. Detroit police using more force against citizens, report shows. Now anti-lockdown protesters are harassing Michigan's health director at his home. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Friday, December 18, 2020. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Todd runs Grand Plot's nationwide Cleary Human Tour, virtually. Openings and closings, Lefty's cheesesteak debuts, Texas City livens up. He died immersed in music, the tale of Tom Tarbox Kiersted. Houston's 5 best weekend food bets, try a Deshaun Watson approved cheesesteak. Reviews for the uneasily quarantined, news of the world. NFL Week 15, Texans Colts, 4 things to watch for. The 50 best music videos of 2020 you probably missed part 5, 10-1. 12 days of favorite Houston food and drink experiences in 2020, part 8, cocktails and spirits. Abbott vows no more shutdowns as pandemic rages, while widespread vaccines are months away. Abuse of power, Harden, Easterby, Luno run Houston teams into the ground. The next headlines are about world records making news. This woman just broke a world record for most burpees in an hour, Yahoo Lifestyle UK. Tenfold Grange set sells at auction for world record $431,000, Barasa and Light Herald. Woman achieves world record for windsurfing tallest wave, Fox 10 News Phoenix. Hoggy reflects on world record in family time after ISL stint, South China Morning Post. New York City woman breaks Guinness World Record for largest afro, now this. Strong Santa breaks Guinness World Record for pulling world's heaviest sleigh, Yahoo Entertainment. 14-year-old girl shoots world record 42-point buck one day after hunting season kicks off. I'd like to encourage other kids to get in the outdoors, the Blaze. Lash led Indiana dominance in NCAA's first 5K, U.S. Track and Field and Cross Country Coaches Association. Montreal area performer wins a Guinness World Record, Radio Canada International, English section. Fujifilm and IBM set world record with 580 terabytes magnetic tapes, PC Mag. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Members of Congress to receive COVID-19 vaccine while debating how many crumbs to give Americans. Twitter starts testing Spaces, its dinner party-like voice chat rooms. TikTok is reportedly booting off OnlyFans creators and sex workers. Yes, Donald Trump hit a Twitter password any rube could guess, Netherlands authorities say. How Google ruined the internet according to Texas. Facebook repays news industry it destroyed with print ads begging you to hate Apple. Well, Tim Cook and Craig Federighi must testify in Epic case. Twitter is relaunching its troubled verification process after a 3-year hiatus. Double-decker bento box rice cooker promises hot and fresh work lunches that rival takeout. Streamers flabbergasted after Twitch partially bans the word simp. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Mon in Botswana at 131 degrees Fahrenheit or 55 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Yurti in Russia at minus 60.52 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 51.4 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Microsoft president calls SolarWinds hack an act of recklessness. Sony delists PlayStation version of Cyberpunk 2077, offers refunds to all owners. Microsoft is reportedly added to the growing list of victims in SolarWinds hack. Moderna vaccine gets the thumbs up for emergency use. Jeremy Bullock, the original Boba Fett, has passed away. Google committed antitrust evils, colluded with Facebook, new lawsuit says. Tesla's Cybertruck Hot Wheels toy ships late, just like real Tesla cars. SolarWinds hack that breached Gov networks poses a grave risk to the nation. Twitter repeals retweet roadblocks, Facebook follows suit. Google kills Android Things, its iOS, in January. Next, announcements from the World Health Organization. New PSA campaign from WHO and YouTube is a playbook for a safe holiday season. A parasitic infection that can turn fatal with administration of corticosteroids. Launch of the Tripartite Joint Risk Assessment Operational Tool. Joint Risk Assessment Operational Tool in the time of COVID-19. WHO launches baseline report for Decade of Healthy Aging. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Vaccinating Black Americans is essential. Key states aren't doing the work to combat hesitancy. Is this the real reason Mitch McConnell blocked the relief bill for months? The family court judge who threatened a mother with contempt of court for getting her child a COVID-19 test. 4 chilling signs Trump's attempted coup is escalating. More Americans, of all political persuasions, are donning masks. Joe Biden begged to stop cycle of impunity by holding Donald Trump account for crimes. Bush ethics lawyer, Trump is an incompetent dictator, but a shrewder plot might have worked. The battle against authoritarian Trumpism may not end with Trump's presidency. Sadistic and amoral, mental health expert performs post-mortem on the pathological Trump presidency. MAGA outraged after GOP official serves up easily debunked lie about Texas voter fraud lawsuit. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Crisis mode, mass vaccination could get very messy without major funding from Congress. The corporate scramble to get in line for limited vaccine supplies is underway. Here's what it's like to be a staunch Democrat in a deep red Georgia county. How I cooked my way through a terrible, very bad year. There's no need to be Chicken Little about the debt. Things are grim and life sucks. Here are some small things to distract and delight you. Lunchtime photo. Prince, Quincy Jones, Madonna, looking back at the music of 1984. Trump has sent 729 tweets since the election. Not a single one was about the COVID death toll. So how is democracy doing these days? The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Viral year 2020, events in age of pandemic, Anadolu Agency. Steven Spielberg turned 74, 6 films that showcase the director's artistry better than his blockbusters, first post. Vox Populi, classic sci-fi tale raises the specter of bringing virus back from space, the Asahi Shimbun. Hidden lakes on Mars, asteroid worth global economy, reverse aging top scientific discoveries in 2020, India Today. Recurring weather world segment takes viewers to space, beyond, Penn State News. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Beyond physical fitness, how exercise can boost brain health, Andy Links. Neuron class-specific responses govern adaptive myelin remodeling in the neocortex, Science Magazine. Bespoke myelin tailored to neuron type, Science Magazine. Pyritinol input to neocortical layer 1 controls learning, Science Magazine. Global T-cell therapy market recent study including growth factors 2027, top companies Vericel, Cole, FarmyWeb.com. UC San Diego received 7 DURIP awards from Department of Defense, UC San Diego Health. Chemists tame shamanic addiction treatment research, Chemistry World. Through Tor, Ketamine Effects Protein Translation Hub, BioWorld Online. Neuromorphic Computing Market 2021 to 2026 Research Report by Market Digits Leading Players, The Courier. Resilience of Children in Disasters, A Multi-System Perspective, Wiley. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. Author Armida Naudrose's new historical novel, Choir of Cloistered Canaries, is a fascinating story of family, the science of pollution, and a looming dystopia, PR Web. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Friday, December 18th, 2020 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Government refuses to rule out alien or non-human technology. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Friday, December 18th, 2020. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. True Strange News Fair Use Statement. No Views News is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2020 by No Views News. All rights reserved.